I'm going to show you two pictures, all right? These are two corns. I'm going to ask you, which one of these would you prefer to eat? I think the option is obvious. You're going to go for the top one here. It might surprise you to know that the top one has been genetically modified to prevent any of the pests or diseases that the bottom one has. My name is Jesus Felix, and I've been eating GMOs my entire life, and I've never had any symptoms of allergies or mutations that people talk about all the time. You may have heard a lot about these myths that GMOs cause cancer, that they cause allergies, they induce mutations. And we're going to talk about why GMOs are not only safe for us to eat, but they also play a vital role in our lives. We're going to talk about what a GMO is, how they are safe to eat, and also why they help the world population. And despite what people hear about GMOs, not a lot of people know what they actually are. GMOs are genetically modified organisms. And we've been genetically modifying organisms through the ages, but just now that we have genetic engineering, we can do the process more systematically and quicker. Let's say this is the genome for a quinoa plant. A genome consists of the DNA strands and any non-coding sequences. Now, what scientists do is they might take a section of a genome from a fish, let's say a fish that can withstand the cold, because they want the quinoa to withstand the cold environment. So they might take this trait from a genome of a fish that can withstand the cold, and they might inject it in a bacteria and chemically induce it into the genome. Or they might use what's called a gene gun, which shoots microscopic gold particles with copies of the transgene and replace, like that, the genome, or the section of the genome, basically knocking out the strand that you don't want and replacing it with the desired trait. So, despite the challenge of working this out in the labs, these genetically modified organisms are more common than you think. This statistic shows the percentage of soybean, cotton, and corn that's been genetically modified in 2011 in the U.S. As you can see, almost the entire production of cotton and soybean has been genetically modified. Other examples include zucchini, uh, sugar beets, alfalfa, and milk. Now, you're probably thinking, Jesus, none of this is natural. Why would I want to eat that? Well, the truth is that GMOs are a good source of nutrition. According to Robert Goldberg, a molecular biologist for UCLA, GMOs in food undergo 10 to 15 years of testing, while non-GMO foods do not have any testing at all, or other conventionally grown crops do not have any testing at all. This means that while you know everything that's inside your genetically modified peach, you may not know what's inside the other peaches that have not been tested or that have not been genetically modified. The National Academy for Science, along with numerous prestigious science and health organizations, have concluded that GMOs are safe for human health. Proteins in DNA have been modified to prevent allergies. GMOs have been monitored so any benefits are beneficial. So any changes made are beneficial. In fact, during the time that GMOs have been around, which has been over 20 years, there's been no occurrences of health issues related to genetically modified foods. So, as you support the production of GMOs, you will know that farmers and developing countries will be the ones to benefit the most. Biotechnology-derived corn in 2006 improved the production by 6.92 billion pounds. The following year, the net income for U.S. agriculture was 69.8 billion. Farmers benefit a ton from these genetically modified organisms. The reason why is because they do not need pesticides, while other non-genetically modified food do not have the DNA or the genetic trait to fight off any pests or diseases, genetically modified organisms have been changed to fight off these things. So they don't need pesticides. Farmers save tons of money on average. Um, they also produce more and they are stronger. Since rice provides 1/5 of the world's calories, more efficient rice crops have the potential to fight world hunger. In fact, simulations in India show that genetically modified golden rice can reduce health related issues, and they also can prevent 40,000 child deaths every year. So I think it's clear that there's tons of benefits from eating GMO foods. We went over the definition, we went over why they're safe to eat, and how they help the environment and the people of the world. So you can enjoy your not genetically modified food whenever you want, but I'm gonna stick to my pesticide-free, genetically modified peach here. Thank you.